and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope this video is going to find you when you're doing fine and in good health. I'm also doing fine at this peripheral end, so let me know where you're watching this video from, which country, which continent. And guys, sometimes in this YouTube street, the level of lack of responsibility in whatever we say in this YouTube street, sometimes it's wanting. Perhaps it calls on everybody and everybody on reactors. You sit down and you value yourself. What do you say and what do you depict in this YouTube street? So majority of people can ask me, what is Zach talking about? Well, I'm talking about because I'd seen particular kind of videos doing rounds. A particular kind of a campaign that sometimes or however I considered it toxic. And that is what is forming my title today that we want to deliberate on: chaos or justice. Because somebody might wonder, if a particular kind of a naysayer would come on this YouTube street and started calling a mob justice against DavyJnr, therefore one needs to ask the question, what for? What has DavyJnr done that warrants that mob justice? You know, DavyJnr's life has been vexing a lot of people because, again, it also forms part of paranoia and making other people so paranoid, reminding them of their youthful stages. Everything that DavyJnr has achieved at that set of age, 23, 24, is really mind-boggling. Because when I listened keenly, because I was privy to the information, in fact, I was the first one to react when DavyJnr found thieves in his premises and took an action. Then a lot of story ensued along it, and the majority of people kept quiet. Now, yesterday and 1 day ago, people came to react on it after Gintu went ahead and did a video with the father of the thief. The age doesn't matter. A thief is a thief. And that's why we have also the juvenile jail, where the people who haven't attained the age of majority, 18 years and above, who have become unsocially fit to live with people in the village, are being taken to that juvenile jail. And this is the thing that I want to remind to this naysayer. If you don't know anything juvenile, perhaps you know, but because the hatred that you harbor towards DavyJnr, it is what making you to hurl the kind of words that you've just hurled. It makes you so furious to call mob justice on Davy. And this again begs the question, if you're having a thief and you're having DavyJnr, whom should you call mob justice for? In fact, a mob justice thing could be so spontaneous. It shouldn't be something to be called for. That's why DavyJnr in the first place never called for mob justice after finding a thief. In fact, he arrested the thief, took the thief to the parent, where DavyJnr's firewood was being stolen and being kept. Majority of people are asking, are civilians allowed to arrest? Yes, there is what we call the private citizen arrest or civilian arrest. You could be arrested by civilian. Then when you're arrested by civilian, a civilian who arrested you must take care that there's no mob justice that is done to you. And basically, after arrest, is either to your parents or to the police station. But DavyJnr did the right thing, arrested the thief in his compound, and decided to take the thief to his parent, where the parents is doing business. Isn't that the channel? Was that really warrants DavyJnr to DavyJnr to face mob justice? Up to that point, there is no mob justice that DavyJnr said, but there are people championing for that mob justice going forward because they've destined themselves to be the champion of hatred, to harbor hatred towards DavyJnr. You know, so long as money is coming in this YouTube street, therefore majority of people doesn't care with the information they provide, whether it's stale, whether it's upright, whether it borders hatred and defamation. They don't care. And this is what now forms our discussion, that is it justice or chaos? Was it warranted for that mob justice to be called for DavyJnr? Guys, if you're coming across this channel for the very first time, kindly click up the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, YouTube shall notify you instantly. To my loyal subscriber, may God bless you abundantly. So let's dive in after the break. Welcome back to my YouTube chit chat. My name is Zach and this is my YouTube channel. So guys, DavyJnr at one point came out and narrated to us how people are sabotaging his building. You remember when DavyJnr at one point arrested a guy in Nyabuhanze who came and sabotaged and dismantled the foundation. All the DY8, DY10, DY12 metals were cut. That one was not only theft, it was also sabotage, because it's somebody who never wanted DavyJnr to come out with the building that way. And these are the people that I told you. If you want to know the owner of the dogs, who have been sent to DavyJnr's construction site to dismantle, to steal, and either to cause an havoc, therefore beat the dog, then the owner of the dog will automatically come out to defend the dog. And the face of such kind of saboteurs were revealed, and you get to know that person was Isgintu. Now, Isgintu has went ahead after that kind of debacle, knowing that Isgintu is the one instigating, is the one choreographing everything so that DavyJnr building can come down at any point. DavyJnr, Gintu decided to move ahead and interviewed the dad of the small girl that was arrested or apprehended at the DavyJnr's premises stealing. It all went all along, you know. And perhaps let's watch that video.
This way.
So he came out with her, touching her at the back. And meaning that now she was needing something and she was putting some fingers behind. So like a gentleman whenever you want to be arrested.
Now the children cry. And they ask the children, is they...
Yeah, guys, that is the dad. As you heard, the poor girl was just going on a short call, and DavyJnr was like, what are you doing around my property? Grabbed her in that process.
I'm telling you. You see, the owner of dog have decided to visit the one of the co-conspirator in this kind of web. The parents of the girl who was found stealing DavyJnr's properties in the DavyJnr's construction site. So that's the parent. So the parent is narrating a scenario that when the lady was apprehended, arrested by DavyJnr, DavyJnr took this lady straight to the dad, to the parents, where the parents are having a kiosk or a restaurant, small kiosk restaurant. So the parents never had any issue until the instigator and the owner of dog decided to visit the parents and instigate. And we are told the parent went to the police station. But when they went to the police station, they found when DavyJnr has already made a report. And the police also were present with the plainclothes alongside viewing everything. So they went to instigate. Then we are told the police dismissed them and police told them, fuck off. You know? Because the police also, they know the level of hatred and Gintu's demeanor. Because Gintu was present, this dad also was present. Now they wanted to turn the case as an assault. There was no any other kind of assault that mattered on the girl. For example, now this lady is now talking. Let's say, leave alone the issue of theft, because now they want to erase the issue of theft. Now they want to bring an issue of an assault. My friend. New trend is telling us this girl decided to go to DavyJnr's property for a short call. So you are dumping DavyJnr's site with a lot of feces and urine. Because within the DavyJnr's compound, there's not working toilet, which means it's either in those houses, in those structures where these ladies and majority of people are dumping. Still, trespass, sabotage in itself. So that alone, it's also a crime. Why would you trespass somebody's home and property and decide to dump it, turn it as a toilet and as a urinal? Who gave you that permission? Because if you look at DavyJnr's place, it is fenced, having an iron sheet gate. So people trespass. Then you come in this YouTube channel so ignorantly, so that you're airing your opinion that are never making sense. So tell me, so I can't see or join the dots why DavyJnr needs more justice, why DavyJnr needs to be gotten rid of. Go, you guys, tell me. I can't see the reasons. Or is it just because money is coming? Let's do reaction. And that's why I'm telling us the reaction has been reduced, just a child play. It has been reduced to a mediocre kind of thinking, a mediocre kind of opinion sharings that are never even useful to the audience, the people. It's all drama created, fiction created, that people sometimes thinking that they're reality. No. Even the Bollywood movie would do best. You know, guys, surely. Well, it never stopped from there. While DavyJnr explained about the issue, DavyJnr is telling us the people who are behind. Perhaps let's listen to DavyJnr.
Well, for sure it is. I feel disappointed. I feel heartbroken. And he's not only alone. Even the guy who started slashing these other side of the compound, he has been mentioned on the mix. He has been seen doing this kind of theft. So my question poses to you guys. If you were in a position of Davy, what could you have done? My dream has always been creating employment to my people around here, but what they pay me back, it's pure betrayal, guys, pure betrayal. So I feel like working with people around here. And that being said, I decided to fire the guy, to fire the guy who has been working here. I said, no, I can't deal with such an individual who always being on the front line to take what I have. Something that I've been working so hard. Even right now, he's not here. These are his tools. This is a djembe. It's used for cultivation. This is a djembe here. And this is his clothes. Even I don't know right now where he is. You see, guys? Yep. So this is a situation here, guys. This is the struggles of being a young boss, especially in the village, trying to collect myself from scratch. This is what I always go through, guys. These stories are based in real life.
It's fenced everywhere. So tell me where the young girl could pass. Tell me the washroom that is there. There's no any other kind of washroom or restroom over there. In fact, the washroom in Nyaboanze, it is in one place at the center that people should go and relieve themselves. Why would this young lady, however much is 11 years, trespass? Well, DavyJnr has gotten a tip off that even the person DavyJnr has employed inside to work as both security and a person taking care as a caretaker who has been farming around there, it's also among the people in the web. It's a tip off. So DavyJnr went secretly and hid somewhere and saw the activity that was going on. So the lady stole DavyJnr's timbers. And this timber, you know, because majority of people who are doing business work in restaurants and kiosks, sometimes it's very expensive to buy firewood. So they decided to go and steal. Then Gitu is coming in the frail to instigate because of the hate he is harboring towards DavyJnr and the family. Remember, Gitu is the one who called the municipality, the county's inspectorate engineers for building to come and inspect DavyJnr's building. He thought that DavyJnr building, because, you know, first of all, what they wanted to do, they wanted to sabotage the whole thing. They came in and cut all the wires at the foundation so that DavyJnr could not proceed. So when DavyJnr went and hired a structural engineer, came and started and dig the same spot where they cut the wires or the metal from the ground. So this engineer is a qualified engineer. What he did, he went to the same spot where these people cut on, then make a hole for almost 6 feet. Are you there? And also integrated the wires, then welded them off together. You know. So these are the things, because these are the people who wanted. First of all, you cut the metals. After cutting the metals, when DavyJnr starts building, you'll go to the county inspectors, engineers, to say that this guy is building a weak house. All the metals were cut. So when the inspectors came and inspected, in fact, when they went there, they started to check at the foundation. What is it? Where? Then when they checked, they found that DavyJnr has met all the threshold. The house is strong. So it was it was a shame. It's Gitu. And this is where the hatred is coming from. You know, I still cannot understand why new trends must come and call for mob justice towards DavyJnr. Perhaps let's listen to her.
Notorious in that village. Let me give you the context before I get into it, because I was watching and emotions were running through like over the roof, because I was like, what's happening with the villagers in that village? Why would you allow someone like DavyJnr to be doing too much, to be committing these things, and you just let him be? Some people are claiming that he ran to Nairobi. You can still get rid of him, because in a village like that where it's so difficult to get justice when you're a single person, I'm not advocating
with the kind of toxic informations, emotional verbiage that are not making sense, calling for mob justice. And she's even stating so clearly that he's wondering all the men in Nyaboanze that the DavyJnr would arrest a thief, then there is no even a single male who can get rid of DavyJnr. Getting rid of DavyJnr is a mob justice and a deletion. So in the eyesight of new trend, is DavyJnr doesn't deserve to live. So DavyJnr went out to protect his property. DavyJnr went out to guard his property from theft. DavyJnr arrested the thief and followed the direct channel. So you people are telling DavyJnr to be sitting down to be watching when thieves are damaging his property to steal. And this is the level of contemptuous impunity that is being paraded over here in this YouTube street. And some audiences are there, sitting, watching, giving accolades, super chatting. This is just an expose one time that tells you that a lot of saboteurs in that village is doing very dirty works. No wonder Nyabohanzi itself cannot develop, because such characters, they've left the outsiders to come and meddle into their activity and sway their thinking into negativity, that negativity sells. They are being preached hope, and this hope is not coming. And there is little as much that they can get from negativity. If negativity sells, tell me people who are so negative, who have just made it in Nyabohanzi. Just compare it or juxtapose it to the people who are so positive. The Yamara camp. The number of houses versus the other side. It's only Gintu. Selfishly acquiring, but because that one is just being forced. Because the lazy gang were like asking themselves, let them even have one person whom they can uplift. But the rest, no wonder they keep on fighting each other, because there's bad spirit into it over there. It did not stop from there. She continued in her own machinations, saying that this lady went for a short call. Perhaps let's listen to her.
How can I put this across? With the wet clothes and within the vicinity, DavyJnr was shouting. And you can see adults, men, fathers, just standing and watching DavyJnr while there is a young girl just there being humiliated. I really can't get over this. Like the men in that village, what's up with you guys? What's wrong with you guys? Like, I'm getting ahead of myself. I really apologize for that. But apparently DavyJnr grabbed this girl when she was trying to go on a short call, can I say so? And did a lot of things to this girl. And after doing all these shenanigans, before he went for...
Whether the lady went for a short call, the toilet is not there. Simply means she trespassed, dumping DavyJnr's property with a lot of urine and feces. And that in itself is a crime. Did DavyJnr report the matter to the police? Yes, DavyJnr reported the matter to the police. And the investigation is going on. What really warranted Gintu to go and investigate the parent and turn a case? Now they're turning a case to be that one of an assault. And the police also were employed within, plain clothes. So whatever happened. There is no immunity for a child who is a thief. There is no immunity for a child who is a criminal. A child who is committing a crime. We have the institutional jail for children called juvenile. That is the place that this young lady is supposed to be taken. Because DavyJnr perhaps saw this a young girl, I shouldn't beat him, I should have been taking him to police just but to report the matter. You thinking that DavyJnr is a fool? No, he ain't. Why that DavyJnr never reported or booked that matter to the police station? The case itself would have been turned to be assault. DavyJnr would be arrested. But they went there so late. But they were challenged by the police to provide a proof. Police told them, we saw everything. Then they went out, they pulled out. They were left with a pungent egg smell on their faces. They couldn't believe. So this is the rant. Is it good to steal? No, it's not good to steal. If you want something from somebody's home, please ask, you'll be given. DavyJnr can decide to give and say no. Is there anything that warranted DavyJnr's mob justice there? No. Is it justifiable for Neo Trend to come in here and call the people of Nyabansi that DavyJnr should not leave, they get rid of DavyJnr? No, that's not justice. It's not fine. So why is she doing that? Just because of hatred and the money that is too much on this YouTube stream that has blinded her off and she has stopped thinking. You know, everything that you speak against each other, you want for one another, that thing one time might befalls you. So be careful of what you wish for others and yourself. Karma is not a beach. Karma is a war. And soon it will come directly to your doorstep. So guys, let me know what you think at the comment section. Until next time, this is Senior Zach.